Yo, what's going on, NBA Live fans? I really just got one question to ask everybody. Is the anticipation level still high for a possible Live 17? I mean, there's a rumor going around that there's this Road to NBA Live coming out, and I personally think that it's possibly going to be something like the NBA 2K Prelude and be a free to play download. It's probably just gonna be pure pro am because I think by far that's the most played mode on the last version of NBA Live. Like they still have people playing on the program. You know, you still got a few people playing Ultimate Team here or there. I mean, nobody plays ranked head to head. Live season. I mean, they pretty much abandoned that mode. Like big moments, it was. I think it stopped in March. That was like the last time that they uploaded anything for that mode. But yeah, I think they should just drop a strictly pro-am game and just focus on 2018 and come out with a game in September. I mean, if you drop a pro-am game, I say probably add maybe like 8 more courts or something like that. I think they already have 8 courts. 16 would be cool. Just look for the 5-on-5 because honestly, I mean, Live 16 isn't that bad of a game. It's still, it's not nowhere near as good as 2K16. Definitely not nowhere near 2K15, 17, none of them really. But I mean, it's definitely a step up from what started out from 13. I know a lot of y'all didn't play it. Yeah, I did. If you don't know, I did used to test at EA, but I will not talk about that. Anyways, 14, that game was rough. 15 was a fun game, but still rough around the edges. Same thing with 16. So for them, I'm hoping that this road to the NBA Live thing that was supposedly found or whatever. Hopefully, it's just strictly free to play pro am mode. Because honestly, if you look at the game, it's really not much to it. Yeah, you got Ultimate Team. People like spending money buying card packs because I mean they do give away some pretty good cards. You can't spend money to level up on for pro am. I mean you have to play Rising Star, which you see in the background. You have to go out and just play games out there in the pro am to level up, which I have no problem with. I mean, my dude still low rated. I feel like once you hit that 90 plus threshold, though, it's like real hard for anybody to compete with you. So, with that being said, I mean, if you look back at classic NBA Live games, I mean, the transition from NBA Showdown 94 to NBA Live 95 was pretty big. I mean, you had strictly a sideline camera view on Showdown. Then they switched to this isometric camera view with Live 95. And then you transition from Live 99, which to me was trash, to 2000. They added the one-on-one Street Park thing. They got the Michael Jordan license for a little bit. And that game was dope until I played NBA 2K, of course. I mean, when I had Live, I had it on, and I had Live 2000. I had it on Nintendo 64, so it automatically looked better than the PlayStation 1 version. So I'm thinking like, man, it's like the GOAT basketball game, man. They here to stay. Play 2K and I see these animations. It's not even about the graphics. I'm looking at the animations. I'm looking at the way the game is running on the court, how fluid it is. Live was still good. I didn't really care for 2000 too much. I felt like NBA Live 2003 revolutionized the way that we play NBA games today with the freestyle stick. Like 2K, yeah, they had the ISO motion thing from 2K6 to 2K12. I mean, that was I like the ISO motion. I didn't really care for it when they switched it with 2K11 and streamlined it and tried to make it simpler to use. I didn't really care for that too much, but it is what it is. But eventually, of course, they went to right stick dribbling. I mean, 2K5 has right stick dribbling. If you want to use it, you also can use the button. But I mean, NBA Live, I mean, they do strange things. I mean, you have NBA Live 10, which is one of the best basketball games ever made, and then you come with NBA Elite, which everybody knows. If you play the demos, absolute garbage, straight dog shit. Then you go on hiatus. Like I said, NBA Live 13, I'm not going to talk about it. If you want to know about it, send me a private message. Otherwise, I can't talk about it. But 14, yes, I'm in the credits for 14. I was testing the live season mode on there. So 14 was a rough game, but it had elements of being a good game. If you think about it, Scott O'Gallagher, Scott OG, who's with 2K right now, if you look at the playbooks and how teams play, once you cut motion cuts on, teams play properly on that game, and that's really because Scott O'Gallagher was ahead of that department that made sure that teams played a proper game of basketball. But at the same time, it still really wasn't a good game. So with that being said, I'm really hoping that the next iteration of Live is something that people will want to play, because right now it's looking kind of grim. I mean, outside of Pro-Am, like I said, if you ditch the full NBA thing and just say, hey, how about we just stick to the street ball stuff? You have like this real Pro-Am with 4 quarters, time, rules and everything. You come with that, and then you have this, strictly street ball version of it, some NBA street type stuff. I'm pretty sure people would gravitate to that more than a simulation style game, because I feel like when you get a rebound on Live, it doesn't feel like you got a rebound. You get a steal, it doesn't really feel like you got a steal. Like it feels like the game has no weight to it other than when you're getting buckets. When you get buckets, it feels like you're getting buckets. When you play 2K, everything feels like, hey, I felt like I did that. On Live, I just feel like I got the crossover and I scored the basket. That's just the way I feel when I play Live. And animation-wise, of course, they definitely need to get in the lab and work on these animations. But with that being said, I'm pretty much out of things to say. I just want to know, are you really anticipating the next iteration of NBA Live, and why? I mean, I am, but I'm strictly anticipating it because I'm hoping for a better Pro-Am. And that's all I got to say, man. I'm out. Peace.
Oh, that's a get out of my way. I'm throwing it down. And they call a timeout as we're winding down the 4th here.
And there's no doubt we'll be seeing that one on SportsCenter.
The question here, when you have a 2-possession deficit, is do you need a 3? Well, what you need is either a quick 2 or get to the free throw line. And then, if the 3-point shot,
it's good. A clutch 3-pointer.
You're not going to see a better possession in the NBA from both sides of the ball. Good defense, good offense won out that time.
Clearly a foul called against the Thunder. That's their first foul in the last 2 minutes. Next one puts them in the penalty. Had to do it there. They stopped the clock with the foul.
Up 2. You need to step up and make both to make it a 2-possession game.
Oops, missed the first one. On the mark with the second free throw, puts them up 3. And Oklahoma City calls a time with very little time remaining in this one.
You're down late in the game, 1-possession game. What you need to do is not waste time. You've got to catch it and attack the basket, and then take the first quality shot you get.
Get him for the foul. They had to do it and stop the clock.
There's really no pressure here. When you're up 3 shooting 2 free throws with very little time remaining, all you have to do is make one to make it a 2-possession game.
He converts on both at the line. It's a 5-point game. And a timeout call. Very little time remaining. To Westbrook, puts it up for 3. It's good on the catch and shoot from Russell Westbrook. And this one is in the books. The final score is 50-48. For Jeff Van Gundy and our entire EA Sports crew, this is Mike Breen saying thanks for watching and good night.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Grizzlies emerged victorious after a tight finish. The statistic that seems to stand out in 3D is their assists. So
Player of the game.
if you asked him, I'm sure he'd give the credit to his teammate and coaches. But at the end of the day, we know that he's the one that made the biggest impact on this game. And here we have a look at his stat line.